So here they are, Jack and Rose, in the middle of the cold, cold sea, and Rose says a few sentences to Jack that we're going to have a closer look at. I called this lesson I'll Never Let Go because that's what we're mainly going to focus on, but there are a few other sentences that we might want to just take a quick look at. So the first one is come back, right? Because Rose says that repeatedly as they float around on that door, I guess. So come back in Danish is kom tilbage. And there isn't really a lot of things I can say about that because it's pretty self-explanatory. Then we have the main sentence, I'll never let go, which translates to Danish as Jeg giver aldrig slip. And we're going to talk more about that. Finally, you do have the one that she says afterwards, I promise, which in Danish would be Det lover jeg. But we're not going to talk more about that right now. So let's dive right into it. Jeg giver aldrig slip. 4 words, and the first one is a pronoun, the subject pronoun, which is the person that is responsible for, usually in a sentence, whatever goes on. The subject pronoun is responsible. So jeg could also have been du, in which case it would have been du giver aldrig slip. That would mean you'll never let go. You could have had hun giver aldrig slip, which would be she'll never let go. Or you could have had I giver aldrig slip, which would have been you guys or you all will never let go. And then we have the verb itself, giver or giver, which means is giving, will give. And that's a bit confusing, right? Because there's no giving going on. But that is because we have, like in English, Danish has what we call phrasal verbs, or verbs with multiple words in them. So in this case you have giver, slip, which together mean to let go. And then in between those you have an adverb. In this case it means never, right? So aldrig means never. But you could have had other adverbs, such as altid, which means always. So I will always let go. Jeg giver altid slip. Or you could have had ofte, which means often. So let's say she often lets go. Hun giver ofte slip. And then finally you could have had sjældent. So if you wanted to say you guys rarely let go, I giver sjældent slip. And finally we're going to have some alternatives to slip, which end up changing the meaning of the verb together with giver. So you could have had up, which would mean to give up. Jeg giver aldrig op. I never give up. Or you could have had efter, which means to give in, right? So to cave to someone's demands. So she never gives in would be hun giver aldrig efter. And then finally you could have had hånd, which is the Danish word for hand. So to shake someone's hand as a way of saying hello, you say giver hånd. So if you wanted to say I always shake people's hand, you would say jeg giver altid hånd. So those were some of the alternatives that you could have had. We're going to be looking at this more in depth in the next lesson.